Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So we are from Group A and this is our Petroleum Management Engineering Group project. So our team consists of 5 members, which are Scott Ryan, ZURAIDY, FAWWAZ, MAISARAH, and me, myself, Muhammad ASNAWI bin Khamis. So our company's name is One Infinite Energy, or you can call Infinite Energy. So who is Infinite Energy? So Infinite Energy is a Malaysian petroleum exploration and production company dedicated to providing a sustainable energy supply to the development and application of high performance technologies. So we have our own company's vision and mission. So I start with our vision. So our company vision is to be the operator of choice of hydrocarbon exploration and development, as well as lead the way in technical advancement and innovation. And of course, we have our mission is to operate globally in order to deliver stable energy and long-term value. Okay, so before we start, I will explain a bit about the economic indicators. So economic indicators are a standard measure of the relative attractiveness of an investment, with the primary objectives being, so the first objective is to determine the economic viability of a potential investment opportunity. Second one is to consider the relative value of investment opportunities. The third one is to determine the assets value when buying or selling. And last is to assess the viability of expanding or accelerating the project. So in addition to strategic considerations, management decision must be supported by appropriate profitability indicators. So as you can see, this is our field overview for gas development for a gas CPP at Sipitang and a wellhead jacket at Gigitan. So the gas is sent to Batu Putih, which is 40 km away. So the condensate recover is sent to Sipitang gas CPP. So to maintain production, and a compressor is installed 3 years after the first production. So Sipitang and Gigitan have been developed simultaneously, with production beginning at 2026. So next is we using fiscal terms 1985 PSC. So what is PSC? PSC is the production sharing contract. So as a forward-thinking regulator of Malaysia's oil and gas resources, MPM, or Malaysian Petroleum Management, has continuously modified the contractual model and fiscal term to account of the complexity of the industry and to encourage specific style of investment. So PSC has undergone continuous development since its implementation in 1976 to replace the concession-based system. So the current PSC fiscal terms are tailored to available opportunities, allowing for the optimal division of oil and gas profits between Petronas and its investor. So in our case, the group project, our PSC period is 30 years. Our royalty rate is 10%. Our gas ceiling rate is 60%. So there are two contractor gas profit share for GP lower than 2.1 trillion cubic feet. The contractor gas profit share is 50%, and if the GP is greater than 2.1 trillion cubic feet, the contractor gas profit share is 30%. And of course, our cost escalation is 3%. For depreciation rate, we are used 20% because oil and gas is under heavy and machinery motor vehicle in category of qualifying assets. So our exchange rate is 4.50 from Malaysian to USD dollar, and our income tax is 45%. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is AHMAD ZURAIDY and I will continue about the carpets. So first of all, our 5 criteria for our carpets is the first one is CPT or CPP, which that we purchased at 2034. And then the second one is Media Satellite that we purchased at 2033. And then for the pipeline to water, we purchased at 2022. And then for the wall cost, we have 14 wells we purchased at 2024. And then for the compressor, which installed at the 2033, and the carpet is on 2026. So our gas cost escalation is about 3% per year is starting from 2022. And then it is for our gas development for the PTR we had two time pay, which at 2034 and 2035. And then for critical satellite we have 3 which is from 2033 until 2035. And then for pipeline to bottle booting we have 2032 until 2035. And then for the well cost we have 2034 and 2035, while the compressor we have only once which is at 2026. So for our capex total is for the CPP we get around 343 million ringgit. Then for the Yujitan satellite we get around 96 million ringgit. And then pipeline to bottle water we get around 111 million ringgit. And then for the well cost we get around 180 million ringgit. And then for the long distance compressor, which is we get 225 million ringgit. And for our total for capex is around 956 million ringgit. So that's all.
Hey to everyone watching this video, my name is Scott Riot and I will present for my part of our group presentation, which is the gas price. So from this question, we know that the gas price escalation is 2% per year, meaning the gas price will increase 2% each year as the year goes on. So for 2002, we can see from the table, the gas price is around 4,500 USD, and then in 2023 it increased by 2%, which is 4,590, and in 2024 it is 4,681.8. In 2025 it's 4,775.44, and then it will increase by 2% until it reached the final year, which is 2034, where the final gas price is around 5,707.09. And then we use the converter, which is 1 USD is equivalent to around 4 ringgit and 50 cents. So we multiply using the exchange rate, and then we obtain the value gas price in MYR, which is, as we can see from 2022, it is 20,250 until it will increase until in 2034, where the gas price will be 25,681.90 cents, which is in MYR. So that is all for my part of this presentation. I will pass it on to my other group members to explain the gas production and also the contracted cash flow. Thank you very much.
Okay, moving on, for the gas production, we have a decline factor of 0.7, and then we have a supplementary rate which is 1.1, 60% in total, and we have production rate which is at 10 mmscf per day per well. And then we decided to install a compressor at the year of 2026 to maintain the production, because in the year of 2026 is our first year of gas production, and it is estimated that the gas demand will last up till 9 years, which is our gas production will be from 2026 up to 2034. Okay, let's move on to our first production rate, which is mmscf per day. How we get the calculation for our first year of gas production is basically we take the value of production rate, 10 mmscf, and we times it with the amount of well that we have, which is 14 wells, and that's how we get the value of 140. And the following years, for example, we take the year of 2027, we get the value by multiplying the decline factor, which is 0.7, with the supplementary rate 1.1, and for this case we times it with the previous year, which is for 2026 we times it with 140, and for 2028 we times it with 2027, and it is followed up until 2034. And for our production rate, which is in mmscf per year, we take the previous value and we times it with 365 days to get the result. And for our case, we can assume that our production rate in MMSF per year is our production of gas. And then the next slide is showing the production rate in starting from 2031 up to 2034. Thank you.
Next, I will explain about our project contracted cash flow. So as you can see, our gas development start from current year, which is 2022, up until 2025. As it is indicated in the table, so you can see our net cash flow after tax from 2022 until 2025 is negative value. So which bring up our capital expenditure, which this period of time we have developed cost to make some development for our gas production. So at 2026, our first gas production has occurred. So as you can see, our net cash flow will become positive up until 2034. We have multiple net cash flow, but if you sum up to cumulative net cash flow, it will build up until $898 million up until 2034. I will explain in more detail at our graph. So as you can see, this is our cash flow profile. So from 2022 and up until 2025 is our gas development period. So as you can see, the lowest, which is the maximum cash sink that we have in our profile, is at 768 million. Whereby our maximum cash surplus will be at 898 million. So the break even happened at between 2026 up until 2027, which is when our cash flow is zero. So our payback period will be from first production up until break even. So in this case, our payback period is around 2 years from 2025 up until 2027. And we can find our profit investment ratio by dividing our maximum cash surplus, which is 898 million, with our maximum cash sink, which is 768 million. So we get our profit investment ratio is at 0.97, which is quite high. So the most important thing that I want to highlight about our project is our net present value and also internal rate of return that we got. So as you can see, we tried multiple discount rate or our rate of return from 10% up until 60%. So as you can see in this graph, the most suitable or the most profitable value that we can get for our net present value is at 10%. Which, for your information, if our net present value is positive, which that means we have a profitable project. But if our net present value is negative, it means that we have a not profitable project. So as you can see, up at from 10% is the highest net present value that we get. So hence, if we want to achieve this project, we assume that the lower the discount rate we put, the higher our net present value will get. So if you want to find our internal rate of return, so internal rate of return happen when our net present value is equal to 0. So as you can see in this graph, so our internal rate of return is between 29.5% up until 30%. So going further or higher from 30% will give us a negative value for NPV, which is not good for the project. So for conclusion that I can say for our project is that if you want to have a profitable project with our cumulative cash flow, and just now I just said, so we need a discount rate, or our MROR is lower than 30%. So the lower the better. So as you can see, for this project, we'll put that our 10% is for our discount rate. We'll get our net present value at that time is $331 million. So I think that's all from our group. Thank you.